Hey YouTube. First off, I want to say I had some really awesome feedback from my last video, and I want to just thank everybody for that. And I got so many great ideas and great advice from so many people, so I just want to just thank you all for that. And I will be getting back to people that commented and gave suggestions as soon as I can. But it's been just a crazy week, and you guys know how it is. But now I want to do my first impressions, and it's gonna be, it won't be of the biology text yet. That'll be hopefully next. But this afternoon I came home, looked in the mailbox, and I got my long-awaited dun da 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 God's World magazine for kids. And if you remember, or if anyone's seen some of my other videos, I did I talked about in one of the blog hops getting some current events and a little extra geography and social studies type things into our curriculum, and I was kind of wondering how to do that, and I was inspired by somebody else who was getting some current events in with her kids. So I did some research and I found this magazine, and it's pretty much think National Geographic, but from a Christian perspective. So it's pretty much what it is. The magazine is written in several different versions. You can get from like real young kids. I'm looking at the website right now. You can get from real young kids to high school. So that's one thing to remember. So I got the 5th and 6th grade, and that's the one that I'm going to be reviewing today. So, first off, I'm going to just come and just go through the whole thing. So, the first impressions I got was it's not very thick. It's very, thin, so it's not something that's going to be really intimidating to your kids. That, it's just something light and fun that they can kind of do. The cover story for this issue is Syrian refugees, so that's what the little girl is on the front right there. I haven't really read this issue yet. I've read several of the sample issues, and I've just kind of grazed this one. So we're kind of discovering this one together. So the first story that they have is on South Africa, and it's about mining and how some of it is illegal. And they've got a little globe that shows the kids where South Africa is, and they have some stuff here about it looks like what happened with the colonization of South Africa, and some of the ethnic and racial tensions that happened there. So that's what this little section is. And then they've got some people down here doing mining. So I guess it's kind of like an economic piece, and talking about how different people live there. So that's going to be interesting to look through. And I think that's good to get kind of deep, into a subject like that with kids this age. The next one is tracking. So it's what happens to your items, or what happens when you take something back to the store, and it's about how they track your items, what you bought, and then if something gets brought back, then what happens after that? How does the store deal with that, and how does that, relate to shoplifting and stuff like that? So it kind of helps the kids understand that, how stores keep track of every item in the store. They also have the youngest birdie champ here, and I'm guessing birdie is badminton, maybe the same thing. And then they've got like a young scientist, a little story here about a young scientist, TCU's young scientist, Carson Huey Yu. Okay, so there's that. The next story they have is about the lady who swam from Cuba to Florida, which is awesome, and we've been kind of following that loosely. We looked at that a little bit when it happened, but that'll be really good to look at. And then this one here on the next page is that building in the UK where they built it like really shiny on one side, and but it's so shiny that it's like, you know how when you have a magnifying glass and you put it on ants and it burns a hole in it. That's pretty much what it's doing to the street below. And so they've got a story on how that works and exactly what's happening with that. And then there's like a scorched. I just thought this was funny. There's a scorched doormat on the street below in the next building because it's literally burning holes and stuff. So that's a good science lesson right there. And they actually have a Bible to life on this too. So with different ones, they have a biblical application that you can glean from the story, and then they'll tie it to scripture. Um, and this one is building on wisdom. So, how to be wiser in your choices. Don't build an extremely shiny object that burns holes into things. Um, and then this is the beginning of the cover story, which is why people move. So it's not just Syrian refugees, but it's refugees in general. So this story starts here and it goes and it talks about different refugees from different countries. So this one is seeking asylum, Australia's boat people. I got that. And then they've got fleeing prejudice, Pakistani, Hazaras, and Sri Lankan, Tamil. So they're talking about why people end up having to, flee from their country. And then they've got another bit right here of fleeing conflict in Afghanistan and fleeing extremism. We've got that there. And there's also a really neat timeline that starts here, and literally I add creation here, if you can see that. And then it keeps going, and there's a little bit of the timeline continues on, like, let's see, past that, and it gets up to the year, I think it gets to, like, 1928 or something like that, but I think it's a history of a certain region, something like that. Even, again, I haven't gotten too deep into this particular issue, but we talk about diaspora, the seeds that take roots, Jewish diaspora, Indian diaspora, and then there's some African contributions in culture right there as well, and then there's also a Bible to life on this story as well. You can see Bible to life. And then I've got, and I guess that's part of the African influence, the Louis Armstrong. The biography that they have this month is Hank Aaron. So there's lots of dates, lots of names. These are really pretty good biographies, I found anyway, and they're pretty easy for kids to read, and they're told kind of like a talking to you type of way, so that it's easier for the kids to understand. And there's also a Bible to life as well with that one. And then it's just some fun little political cartoons and some cute little little cartoons for kids, and then some little picture stuff. Yeah, if you're a big fan of the president, you might not be too keen on this. So I'm just gonna the political cartoons, the one I'm talking about. It's got Barack Obama saying share the wealth, first term, and then second term it says share the blame. And he's giving Syria to Congress. So again, if that's not something for you, just a heads up. So yeah, these cute little pictures with little captions going on, and then we've got another little story about what it's worth. So it's about currencies and market value, but it's different currencies in different parts of the world and stuff like that, and different artifacts, like what they're worth. And I'm guessing that how one determines what something is worth. And then Hyperloop or Hype, which is this if I don't know if anyone's heard of this, but like the private citizen who came up with the idea that would be a train, which is pretty much like a tube that you sit in, and it's supposed to be faster and cheaper than the bullet trains or whatever. So they've got a little. So if you got like a little physicist at home, they might like something like that. And then the last little bit is, you know, just some little interesting cultural stories. Optical illusions. The guy that built a mountain on the top of his apartment in China. Let's see. A little bit more on that. Some little things about glamping and other little cultural fun things. And glamping's like a fake camping. If people who can't hack real camping, they'll go and camp, and they pay someone tons of money so that they can camp on their roof and have gourmet s'mores or something. I don't know. It's weird, but your kids might enjoy it. And then there's like a puzzle that goes along, and they can do that. And then the last bit is up in the air, some stuff about flying, and I think that's a flying contest they have. And then here at the end, there is a quiz on the why people move. So the refugees, once you've gone through that, you can use that as a lesson. Once you go through that, you can come and have them do the quiz and see what they remember. And there's like a little map there that you can label and stuff like that. If this is something that you would be interested in, there's right here is. And I think this is within all of the magazines. If there's certain words throughout the reading that kids may need more clarification on, and that's what this is down here at the end is helping them to understand certain words that were used throughout the reading, that like minority, descent, rampant, void, segregated, stuff like that, and that's what this is, like a little vocabulary help for them. So that can be really helpful. Let's see. If this is something you would be interested in, I'm going to put the link in the description box. And I want to tell you what the prices are for this. So the one that I got was they're all the same price though. Let's see, I want to say it was $24 for a year. But they also have different pricing for say like if you are part of a co-op, or say you're part of like a church group or a school or something like that, you can get different pricings and you can get discounts. Also, if you're part of HLDS, or Homeschool Legal Defense Association, I don't think I got the acronym quite right, you can also get a discount that way as well. So you can get it down to as little as like $7. That's the lowest I've heard, but again, it depends on how you're ordering it and all that stuff. And I've just lost the little box that I had that would show tell me the price, because I want to give you the right one. Well, I can't find it. And that's my fault, because I did not prepare before I started filming. But anyway, if you want to try out like some of their things, you can go to the website and sign up for the newsletter, and that will send you the biography section every week. And that's actually going to be different. It'll be the biography that's in the magazine, but it will also include a quiz, a Bible to Life, and a little activity that your kids can do, and that's for free. You just sign up for the newsletter, and you just put your name in. And also, sometimes it's not a biography. Sometimes it's kind of like a human interest story or a geography story or something like that. But I really love them, and my brothers seem to enjoy them as well. And they're pretty interesting. They're things that, again, you can get it at whatever reading level your child is at. So you can get it for like preschool. You can get it. I want to tell you the ages. Okay, the youngest age they have is pre-K. So you can get as young as preschool and kindergartner for this. So I thought that's pretty awesome, especially if like you want. Now they are different prices. So if you order, it'll be obviously two subscriptions. There's not like one per household. So you'd be paying the full price for both. Um, and you can also get an e-subscription as well. So they have the online version, and if you are ordering it already, you also have access to lessons and the e-magazine as well. Let's see. Okay, here's the pricing. And I have trouble seeing, so if I am looking like I'm like extremely close to the computer, it's because because I can't see. Um, let's see. Okay, it's $28 an issue. If you are ordering two copies, so say you have a sixth grader and a kindergartner, um, it's gonna be $26 per issue. So you wouldn't be paying $28 per issue. You'd be paying $26. If you're ordering three copies, it's $24 an issue. 4 to 10 copies, it's $19 an issue, and then 11 or more, it's $15 an issue. Let's see, is there anything else? And again, if you have a co-op or something, you can get the price reduced. They also have other things on here, like they have help with, they have a writing curriculum here, and then they have a full year subscription here is $59. And I'm guessing that is for either magazine. But either way, I'll put the link and you guys can explore the site yourself. Again, there's lots to peruse through, which really helped me to decide that I wanted to try it out, because I love to look at things thoroughly and to know whether or not I want to buy it. That's why it drives me crazy when they don't have sample when you're buying online, like on Amazon, and they don't have where you can open the book and look. That drives me crazy because I hate buying like that. But they had tons of that, and the samples you can print out as well and use them and use the lesson and go through it and see if it's something that's going to work for your home. So I think that is everything that I wanted to say about this magazine. I'm pretty excited to use it. The way we're going to use it is for geography, social studies type of thing. We have a workbook that we work in, but this is just to help get current things in. And also, I really do love the biographies that they've been sending in the email. So I really like letting him hear and understand like different people that he would not have heard of otherwise. So like there some pretty awesome, like some pretty, interesting people that do not get talked about in public school. The last person we did was I'm gonna get this name wrong, I'm positive. Christopher Babbage, and the father of modern computing. Before that, it was Alexis de Tocqueville. We did one on Lincoln, but it was more. It was something particular. Oh, it was about It's about the Gettysburg Address in particular, and it was just really nice. And to have the Bible to life and the other little things that they have that reinforce the lesson and help them to think about, um, what we've been talking about. I saw Ludwig von Mises biography that I plan on doing. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I thought that was interesting. That's something most kids have never heard of before, and so yeah, really um, excited to start, and I hope I provided some information for you guys. Let me know if it's something that you guys are you're gonna try, and if you do, or if you've already had this magazine for a while, how did you like it? Did it serve your purposes? Was it just not something you could fit in? So yeah, just wanted to share that. Again, thank you for all the people that gave really great feedback from my last video. I do plan to get back to you as soon as I can. And I do have another first impressions coming up for the biology book. And after we've used God's Word for a while and we've really gotten into having an actual magazine, I'll come back, or I plan to come back and tell you how that went. So thank you for watching, and later on.